Hello everyone. In previous class, we have already discussed about the temperature and heat. So, what is the heat? So, in previous class, we have discussed the when two objects, one is the hot and second one is the cold, then are in contact, then the energy transferred from hot to cold is known as the heat. And after that we will discuss about the temperature. So temperature is denoted the degree of the hotness or the coldness of the object. So it is the temperature. So in this class we will discuss about the methods of the transfer of the heat. So mainly three types of the method of the by which the heat transfer from one place to the another place, or we can say the one object to the another object. So mainly three methods is used for the transfer of the heat. So first one is the conduction, second one is the convection, and third one is the radiation. So one by one we will discuss about it. So first one is the conduction. So we write here the conduction. So what is the conduction? In conduction process, the particle does not move from one place to the another place, but the energy is transferred from or we can say that the heat is transferred from one place to the another place. That means the vibration is transferred from one place to the another place by the molecules. And we have already told to you that the each and every object is made up of the tiny small particles are known as the molecules. So when we heat the object, then the vibration occurred in the molecules, and these vibration is transferred to the adjacent molecules, and the adjacent molecules transferred to their adjacent molecules, and thus the energy transferred from one place to the another place in a object. So if we talk about the conduction, so we draw here. Now suppose this one is the object which is made by the tiny small particles. These are known as the molecules. So when we heat this object, or we can say by the external means, when we heat this object by the external means, then the molecules present there, the heat energy. When we heat this object, then the energy possessed by these molecules is transferred to these adjacent molecules, and when these molecules is heat up, then this energy is transferred to this molecules, and this molecules is transferred to the energy this molecules, and after that vice versa, the energy transferred in the whole object, and thus the whole object will be completed heat up. So this is becomes in the only solid. So the conduction process becomes in only solid, and the medium is required for the transferring of the heat from one place to the another place. So we write here the definition of the conduction. So what is the conduction? So conduction is the process of the transfer of the heat from hot to cold, and from the particle to particles of the medium without leaving their position. That means the particles does not leave their position, but transfer their energy adjacent to their adjacent particle, and their adjacent particles to his adjacent particle transfer the energy, and thus the whole object becomes hot. And in the conduction, heat is transferred only through the vibration of the atoms, and no change in their position is involved. So what is the conduction? Conduction, in this conduction process, the atoms does not actually move from one place to the another place, but by the process of the vibration, the heat is transferred from the one place to the another place in an object, and the medium is required in conduction process. Now the next process is the convection. So what is the convection? In convection, the heat is transferred from one place to the another place by the actually movement of the particles, and in conduction process the molecules does not actually move from one place to the another place, but in the convection process the atoms, or we can say the molecules goes from one place to the another place. So we write here the convection. So heat is transferred through the actual movement of the particle in the medium vertically upward in one direction. Only convection method does not function in a vacuum. So the convection method does not function in vacuum. So it required a medium for transferring the molecules from one place to the another place. Now suppose this one is a vessel, and in which the water is filled up, and with the help of the external mean we heat up this water. Then the water molecules of the bottom of this vessel becomes heat up, and the density of these molecules becomes less. So these molecules goes upward direction, and the molecules which is at this time is placed at the upper side, then these molecules will come in the bottom of the vessel, and thus the process continuously going on, and the whole water will be heat up by the process of the convection. So in convection method, the heat is transferred from one place to the another place by the actual movement of the particles, and it the convection process does not becomes in vacuum. And after that, third one is the radiation. So in radiation the heat passes directly from one body to another body without involving the medium. That means in radiation process there are not any medium required for the transferring of the heat from one place to the another place, or we can say the from one body to the another body. So for example, heat from transferred through the radiation, heat from the sun is the best examples of the radiation of the method. Now suppose this one is the sun and this one is our earth. So the heat is transferred from the sun to the earth by the process of radiation, and in this process there are not required any medium for transferring of the heat. So this one is the best example for the radiation. The sun, the energy which is transferred from the sun to the earth with the help of the radiation. So there are mainly three methods which is used for the transferring of the heat. So first one is the conduction, second one is the convection, and third one is the radiation. In conduction, the particle does not move actually, and the vibration move from one place to the another place for the heat transferring. And here the medium is required. In convection process, the actually movement of the particles becomes, and in the radiation there are not required any type of the medium, and the examples is the heat which is goes from the sun to the earth with the help of the radiation. So thanks for watching my video.